Hello everyone, my name is Jeevan. In this video, I'll talk about social engineering. So, social engineering is the art of manipulating a person or a group of person into providing information or a service they would otherwise not have given. So, it's about complete about manipulating person, which the attacker use several techniques and principles to manipulate the target person so the person can do what the person should not supposed to do in a normal circumstances. So this is uh, very difficult to mitigate, where there are very less countermeasure we could plan in company. So that's why it's very risky to have uh, and there are common risk I would also talk about, which can be reduced to some level by giving some uh, or paying more attention into, so these can be reduced. So some of the risk are insufficient training. If we if we don't give a sufficient training to our employee or a uh, normal public, so they will not be aware of how to handle what should or should not do in the event of such occurrence. So, if there is a lack of training given to the per company employee, so they will be more victim of. There will be more chances they can be victim of social engineering, because social engineering is all about manipulating person. Uh, the second one, the lack of control. If there are lack of control put in place in any company, so there are more chances of getting into or allowing attacker to get into the any network. So there may be variety of control the company can put in. I already talked about the security controls that can be put in, but here briefly I will just put that in three categories: technical control like firewall rules, ACL, patch management, IPS, IDS solution, and all. Administrative perspective like mandatory vacation or separation of duties and all, and the physical control like proper lighting, camera, guard, RFID tagging, and all these sort of controls should be in place to handle such uh, engineering and then further attacks uh, into the any company. So another one, uh, so the after this risk, there is another thing in engineering. It's very important. That's the principle. So the principle, there are several principle any social engineer try and use to get the control or confident or manipulate the person. The first one, the authority. The, the social engineering attacker try to impersonate in a position of authority. So the victim feel that this person is authoritative, so may go under uh, fear of losing something or any legal action or anything like this. So they will give such sort of situation. So there will be more chances uh, to give the information to that authoritative person. Another uh, principle, they can use the urgency, so they can show the urgency of the act. So if you don't act right away, you are going to lose this. They may send, you may have seen the example like you getting message, your well, this validation for your banking system is going to expire. You click on this link. As soon as you do it, you are going to uh, uh, you are going to get extended your the expiry of some subscription or anything. So, in the fear of urgency, the victim just get into it and just click on that, accidentally click on that link. So once that person click on link, and from there the attacker, the malicious code will insert into its computer or phone system and can take the control on it. Another one, trust. So they try to build the trust first and then they break it. So this is the one of the life cycle of or principle that they can use to attack into. And the next one is scarcity. The scarcity is the situation, sort of they create the situation will not be this way for long. So they will say, hey, this is very luring offer, enticing things they will show in front of user, the person, that you have just this many hours left to do this only, and this opportunity is not going to left for long. So based on those urgency and scarcity and trust, authority and all these principles, the tiger use to manipulate the target. Next one, technique. Because this every attack cycle works in a all these components. They have the motive, and there is a risk, there is a vulnerability, and there is a technique, and then they attack. So here also the techniques, the what technique they use. So there may be variety of techniques they can be using. The broadly, they try to in under the social engineering, they try to uh, use these three techniques majorly. The first one is pretexting. The pretexting is something at doing research and information gathering to create convince identity, stories, or scenarios, so they feel, yeah, that this person is real. Then then once the person feels it's real, based on the stories or identity, then they convince to give the information, share information. So that's called pretexting. And another method technique they use, preloading. The preloading is used to set up a target by influencing the target's thought, opinion, or emotions. They can play with your emotion. They can play, uh, create a story or opinion. They may try to change your opinion and thought process, so you will start believing on uh, any such things come. So you'll blindly believing on their thought, whatever message or whatever mail or anything they are giving. So that's called preloading. So a person is preloaded with the thought, emotions, or opinion. Then they make the victim. The third one, impersonating. That is very commonly used. The attacker try to impersonate. The attacker may be impersonate as a any authoritative regulatory board of person, or a civil services, or a security personnel or something like this. So they uh, s- mask up their face with some authoritative person or something. So the victim feel, yeah, we have to share that information. The one example can be someone is calling you from text, impersonating as a tax auditor and calling you, and I'm from the tax department, and you need to deposit this much of tax pending in your account for your audits pending due, and you have to make a payment for this quickly as possible on this link, and just click on this link or something like this. So this person is trying to impersonate as a tax uh, officer to get the information, or so that they can steal information, they can steal steal money or anything, whatever the motive they have. Next thing, under the social engineering, that is attack. So what are the attacks they can do, and how what social engineering attack actually they can perform using actual attacks. This is the shoulder surfing. The shoulder surfing is sort of attack. The the attacker will just see over someone's shoulder. Let's say you are sitting and someone looking behind your shoulder to get information. So this can be done long distance with binocular, or it can be done as in a physical presence. So that's a shoulder surfing. Another sort of attack can be a dumpster diving. So dumpster diving is like a looking for a sensitive information in trashes. So it is advised well to shred your confidential paper. We should not be leaving them unattended in a any open common area. So if the any paper is confidential marked, so we have to take care, handle those papers as per the level of confidentiality of the information inside those paper. So they try to seek the information from the trashes, and then they can plan their further attack. Next one is eavesdropping. So eavesdropping is a like a listening in one's conversation about sensitive information. Let's say there are two people are talking and they are having some confidential conversation. So third person, the attacker, may just silently try to listen their conversation, and then the person will try to steal the sensitive information. Maybe they may hear some password information or anything. So that's called eavesdropping. So these are the major attacks. There is a big list, but I just try to briefly explain the possible and the widely used attack under social engineering, and the common risk and how we can mitigate those risks. We can make stronger our uh, policies, control, and all, and the what principle base they use to attack using social engineering, how they perform a social engineering on someone, and then techniques, what technique they use mostly to gain the information. So that's it in this video. Hope this has been informative to you. If you like, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.